What's going on, everybody? Al here. Street Scents, talking old school fragrances, part 4. Back by popular demand, Cedric.
How you doing now? How's everything going?
Everything is great, Cedric. How's everything with you?
Everything's going good.
Everything's going good?
Yeah.
Want to recap? Cedric was in many Street Scent videos. I was going to say 2, 3, 4, but I can't even remember. It's been that many.
Right.
You did Talking Old School Fragrances part 1, 2, and 3. You were in a female Street Scents video, Very Mugler Alien. Remember that?
Right.
Last video we saw you was probably over a year ago, and it was Talking Old School Fragrances part 3. Tommy Hilfiger, Tommy for men. So what's been going on? Any fragrance-related stories? Anything you want to share with us before we dive into this fragrance we're going to talk about today?
Well, you know, I had over 30 bottles of cologne and all that.
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
Right now the stock is a little low. I've been going out. I've been splashing myself up with a lot of cologne. So, you know, the stock is low. Not that low, but low by my standards. So
the collection is getting low, you're saying?
Right. So I got to build it back up.
I'm sure you will. Are you any plans on, stocking up?
Yeah, of course. Of course, I have to.
So what you've been rocking? Like what fragrances you've been wearing lately?
I've been rocking Prada, you know what I'm saying, Yves Saint Laurent, different fragrances such as Dunhill.
All right, cool. So Prada, Dunhill, a little bit of YSL.
Right.
Cool. A nice little selection you have going there.
I gotta smell fresh. You know?
How many sprays you put on?
Put about 10 or 12, 15. Depends on where I'm going, you know?
All right. So you're heavy on the trigger.
I'm heavy on the trigger.
I respect that. I remember back when we first did a video, it was like one of the first couple of videos, maybe the first video or second video, you gave a story. It was in Talking Old School Fragrances video. I can't remember, one of the videos. You said a story, you told me a story, and it made me laugh, and it brought me back.
Memories.
When you going clubbing or you're going out with your boys, and you spray up your fragrance, going back in probably like the early 90s I'm talking about now.
Right.
Fragrance up, 10 sprays, you're getting ready. You go to your boy's house, you gotta stop off, pick him up on the way. You go in and you see the same fragrance you have on. You don't even ask him, you just grab the bottle and you throw some more sprays.
Touch it up some more. The painting is never finished. You know how it is.
Yeah, so that story was, I like that. That caught me.
Right.
And also when you told me you Drakkar, you used to carry a bottle with you, a spare bottle, back in school.
Yes.
Drakkar, Eternity, all that good stuff.
I was the infancy days.
So you're the right guy for this. So I said Cedric is the guy for the Talking Old School Fragrance segment.
Right.
Now, we're gonna keep doing this. This is part 4. I plan on going on and on. So you're cool with that, right?
No problem.
So all my subscribers and viewers, they love you.
Right.
I
love them too.
A lot of requests for you, believe it or not. So
thank you.
Cedric, he's a great guy, has a great heart, and he's very into fragrances. Off camera, when we talk, I know you're a passion for fragrances, so you're perfect for this. Okay, so before we go on and on and on, let's get into the fragrance today we're going to talk about. It's Armani Mania. Giorgio Armani, Armani Mania. You familiar with this fragrance?
Yes, I'm familiar. It's been a while, but I'm familiar with it.
Now, you own this.
Yeah.
When it came out, 2002 release.
Right.
So it's over 10 years. I want to feature fragrances that are 10 years or older. So that's what old school fragrance is going to be about. Talking old school fragrance, got to be 10 years or older.
Right.
So this is 2002, so we're looking at 14 years ago this came out. So it fits our category of old school fragrances.
Right.
So it's been a while since you smelled this, right? And what do you remember from back when you had this in your stock?
Okay, this right here, I remember this as it had a very citrus spice, light, not heavy, citrus spice smell to it.
Okay.
It was something that you could wear in between. You could drop it on heavy, light, whatever. It was an in-between scent, It was good to me it was like a fall scent, like in the fall. It's not too cold, it's not too hot. You could throw that on and you're gone.
How many sprays would you have did you go with this?
Oh, I was still heavy on the finger. I would be about 10, 12 to 15 sprays.
Memory lane here?
Let's revisit it.
2 sprays.
Definitely. There we go, right there. The citrus, spice smell. Not too heavy.
The citrus, the spice, light spice, right? Not
Very
too
light.
Heavy.
Not too heavy.
It opens up. It has a citrus. It has like a saffron, like a kind of like a powdery kind of vibe too. Saffron's like kind of floral, like powdery, but light, but nice.
Right.
It's real smooth.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't last as long as I wish it would on my skin, but there's a solution for that. You know what my solution is? Carry one of these on you.
Okay.
I fill this up and I carry it in my pocket, so I replenish. After 4 hours, cross the fade a little bit, hit it up.
So this is like your painter's brush.
There you go, yeah.
You know, you do the masterpiece in the house, but you always carry this in case the painting got to get touched up a little more.
Yep.
It's all right.
The painter's brush in the pocket. 4 hours go by, I feel like it's not doing what it has to do. Touch it up. You know?
Right.
So that's what I do for a lot of fragrances. I always carry a little decan on me.
Right.
It's like a little trick. Not a trick, but it's a little thing that I do. For a lot of people watching it, they do the same thing. But for people that are new to my channel or new to this whole experience or journey, this is the way to go. Get some bottles,
That's
fill
good
it
to
up,
have.
and carry it in your pocket, and you get a chance.
Very good to have.
Refresh.
Very good to have.
So what do you think? What would you give Armani Mania 1 out of 10?
When it first came out, it was definitely a 9.
Okay.
All right? Right now, we're still rocking. We still can wear this right here. This right now, compared with the other, a lot of things, a lot of different variations now with different colognes. This right here, it's still there. Give it an 8. Give it an 8. Definitely.
But it's times have changed. Back then it was like a set amount of fragrances to draw cars and cool waters, and
right.
It was, you go to Macy's, it was like X amount of fragrances. The section was like this, the fragrance section for men.
Right.
Now you go there, it's like this.
Right.
And there's so many, flankers and extreme and intense. It's like it's a little out of control.
Right.
And fragrances, they don't perform like they used to. Reformulations, a lot of fragrances have been reformulated.
Right.
Like Drakkar back then was strong, lasted. Now it's reformulated. It's like kind of like, I guess, watered down.
Watered down. Yeah. It doesn't last that long.
Eternity too. Eternity back then was like you go to a club and the more you sweat it, the more it's projected. Yeah.
Out of your pores.
Yeah. Now it's like it's everything is more calm and like tamed.
Right.
It just was like a powerhouse.
Right, it was a powerhouse back then.
That's the word I'm looking
There's so
for.
many different fragrances now. Everything is made so fast and on a grand scale that I guess they got to reproduce it so much. It's not as intense, as it once was.
Yeah, they try to cut corners and save money. And it still sells, like the cool water is not going anywhere. Fahrenheit,
right.
Even Fahrenheit back then it was like a monster.
Right.
Still is, but not as much.
Right.
It's like because it's reformulated.
It's funny that you say those names. Those colognes stand the test of time.
Oh yeah, I mean Fahrenheit's still in the collection. You know what I'm saying? Fahrenheit, I love that juice. Even Eternity, Eternity Summer, another great line of fragrances they have. Every year they come out with the summer fragrance.
Right.
And it has the DNA of Eternity in it, but they always tweak it with like grapefruit or mint or something.
Throwing a variation on it, huh?
Yeah, and CK,
okay.
CK Summer. I know you're familiar with
yes,
those.
it's very good. It's very good.
I know you own a couple of CK Summer bottles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about CK Summer, and every year they release their fragrance, and that's also they tweak it a little bit. You see Miyake, all these fragrance houses, they try to do different things.
Right.
But then they have fragrances where they come out the intense version or the extreme version, and it usually smells like the same, maybe even weaker. You think intense is going to be stronger, but sometimes I find it to be weaker.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
So you really got to, when you stop in your stores, Macy's or whatever cologne store you stop in or whatever, it's always good to smell the colognes.
Test them out.
Test them out. It's definitely always good. You never know. You might come across something you never heard of. That's really good.
That's true. That is true. There's been times where I went to Macy's back in the days where I was going to smell one fragrance, I wound up leaving with something else.
Something else that happened to me a lot of times.
But now it's like I go to Macy's, even though I smelled everything in Macy's, when I go there, I wind up smelling,
Yeah.
Even though I smelled it and I've visited these fragrances so many times, I'm still looking.
Right. Sometimes I go and smell them and do a double take and say, you know what? I like this one, even though I smelled it before. This kind of does smell good, So it depends,
Man, I could talk to you for like an hour. I have so many things I want to say, but let's save that for another video because we'll go on and on and on and on.
Right.
I have some other things I want to say, but I'm going to save it for the next video.
Okay.
The conversation is, I'm having a good time talking fragrances. I mean, here it is, just two guys talking fragrances.
That's right.
On the streets of New York, bells going off in the background, sirens going off, cars, and I had a video I was doing with some girl, and she smelled a fragrance, and car alarms going off, and cops are going by. Right. That's just New York for you,
Well, it's good that it's raw footage, and it's not fake, it's real.
Yes, that's
true. It's real.
SCENTS is 100% real, raw footage, no editing.
Right.
You get the wind, you get all the crazy, sound effects going off, and I leave it all in there just to keep it real, you know? Some people say, oh, it's too busy or too loud or whatever. That's just how SCENTS is. You never know what you're going to get.
That's right, it is real.
It is real. He's spoken from my man himself. So Armani Mania, you say it's a 9 back then, it's an 8 now because time went by, and it's still wearable, but so many other things out there, and I guess that's just how it goes,
Right.
And your collection, you have about 30, maybe a little less.
A little less now.
and hopefully next time it'll be.
Yeah, next time
40.
I come on camera, don't worry, it'll be built back up again.
And we'll be back with this talking old school fragrances real soon, maybe in the spring. You know, right now we're in winter, but it's nice outside today. Hopefully you'll be back in the spring, couple of months.
Yes, I'll be
Don't
back.
wait, please, don't wait a year to come back.
Nah, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Sooner than later.
Yeah, listen, sooner than later.
We'll communicate, and we'll have you back. What do you want Cedric to smell? Comment down below. Please comment. Let's see. Let's see what the comments bring to us. Old school fragrance. Please name some old school fragrances. The one with the most, the fragrance with the most comments is the fragrance that will feature on the next episode of Street Scents. So let's see all the comments that come. And, you know, let us know what you think about Cedric. I know you guys all love him. I love to see the comments. You know, people think you're a great guy. You're great on camera, man. You really are. And I appreciate you coming on and, you know, taking some time and, you know, talking old school fragrance with me.
No problem, Al. You know that already.
So I'm gonna go on and on and on and on. Before I do, you want to say anything else before you want to talk about Armani Mania? Or?
I'll be back sooner than later. Make sure if you never had this bottle, you can cop this bottle right here. This is good. It's a hint. It's good for a job interview. Quick, short, fast, and you out of there.
It lasted decent on my skin back in the days. So like I said, I carried the little thing, and like you said, fall. Fall is a great time for this fragrance.
Yes, it is.
It's great to go out. It's a safe scent. It smells really good. Like you said, it has like a spicy kind of like light spice, powdery, citrus.
Right.
You can't go wrong with this. I mean, not a lot of people talk about this fragrance. Armani Mania. If you haven't smelled it, check it out. They still sell it. It's still in Macy's. It's still out there.
Right.
So, anything else?
Well, that's it for now, because we're going to go into the next segment if we keep going.
There's a few other things I want to talk about, but I'm going to leave it for the next video. Because how long are we out, Marco?
11:40 seconds.
We're already past 11 minutes. I wanted to make this like a 5-minute video. We're already at 12 minutes.
We go on and on with this here.
We're going on and on. So talking old school fragrances, part 4. My man Cedric, Armani Mania. Yo, thank you so much, man.
No problem.
I really
You
means
know
a lot
that.
to me for you coming back.
No problem. You know that.
Hey, follow me on Instagram, Street Scents. Instagram, Street Scents. I'm very active. I'm going to be doing a giveaway real soon. I have some new Street Scent videos coming real soon as well, and some familiar faces coming back. Cedric's the first of many familiar faces coming back, so stay tuned. You make it easy for me coming back. You know, I don't have to go and stop people. You know, it's not easy in the streets of New York trying to stop people.
Right,
you know, it can be hard.
Right.
And I'm so, you know, happy that our paths crossed, and you know, we're friends now. So I got a fragrance friend here from Street Scents. I made a lot of friends from Street Scents. That's amazing.
That's good.
I made friends all over the world.
Everybody wears cologne. Mostly everybody wears cologne. Especially men, if you want to have a nice date with you.
Cologne is a accessory.
Right.
So before we go on, because I'm going to start talking again, I'm going to have to say I'll see you guys later. Thank you.